Offsetting the carbon emissions of your flight sounds really enticing, but it won't work. And here's 7 reasons why. The first is the principle of it is to essentially shift the moral responsibility for reducing carbon emissions from you to somebody else or some other project which is designed to reduce carbon emissions. And that's not the kind of behaviour we wish to encourage. The second reason is that carbon offset schemes themselves don't work. Recent EU study found that some of the best carbon offset programs that are part of the Kyoto Clean Development Mechanism do not work. The third reason is that carbon offset schemes don't act quickly enough. Only real reductions can do that. The calculations often assume the reductions are accrued over many years, time that we simply don't have. Number 4, many carbon offset programs and projects would have happened anyway, whether they be wind turbines, production of cleaner wood burning stoves. As another example, a forestry company that's been persuaded to protect an area of forest may cut down another forest elsewhere. What we're looking at is genuinely additional savings, and they're frustratingly hard to prove. Number 5, carbon storage in trees is temporary. Many of the carbon offset schemes assume those forests will live for 100 years. In many cases they don't. We've seen examples of forests planted by EasyJet and by Virgin Atlantic that were cut down well before that date. Number 6, the seemingly quick fix of carbon offsets distract from the main agenda, which is to decarbonize air travel. And finally, number 7, the Paris Agreement tells us that in the future each country and every business sector will need to reduce their emissions close to zero. In that scenario, there was no one left to offset to. There will be no carbon offsets left to sell. In summary, to reduce the carbon emissions from flying, which we have to do, then we must reduce how much we fly rather than rely on discredited carbon offset schemes.